The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Turn 3 Racing Network. As tonight we're here at Daytona 2007 for the OP Racing Super Speedway Series, as they get ready to bring you 100 laps of door-to-door, bumper-to-bumper, 3 wide, 2 wide, all kinds of great and spectacular racing action out here tonight. In the booth with me is my good buddy, highly sought after, and the man who starts it all for Turn 3 Racing Network. And that is none other than Chris. Chris, how you doing out there tonight?
Doing great, KR. Getting ready to watch 250 miles here at Daytona, 100 laps from OP Racing. Getting ready to go right here from Daytona. Track temperature a little hot out there, KR, 105 degrees.
The track has been going up in temperature. The sun beating down on this thing. When this session opened, it was at a cool, crisp 90 degrees. Now we're up to 105, and I don't know about you, but that's frying egg kind of temperatures.
Yeah, it sure is. It's beer cracking time here in about 15-20. But man, I've been watching some of this practice, and you know, the heat is definitely transferring to the track. A little wiggly out there with some of these cars.
Not only that, but this is the bumpy Daytona racetrack. As we watch the Ada Cody Ober go down the straightaway, you can see that car just bouncing up and down over these bumps, and it is going to make these drivers get up on the wheel, and it's going to be a fun time.
Yeah, good little challenge that the track is adding to it here, KR, as we don't have that much time really before we're heading to qualifying.
Now, just about a minute and a half left in this warm-up session. That gives us just enough time to cover our point standings, for tonight as they enter into this race. Rick Seabrand's taking over the top spot from Logan Helton. Logan, who had a tough go at it last week, ended up behind the 8 ball at the very start, but never gave up, and he holds on to second place. Robert Duvendak in third position, just 14 points out of the top spot. Anthony English in fourth place with James Mayer rounding out your top 5 here in our points standings. But man, as we get ready for qualifying, one thing I do want to point out, Anthony English in that 40 machine, he is someone that has, well, right now he's found the infield racetrack, so he's having a good time on that. But he has secured 5 poles this season, and this is only race number 9, so we might see him get another pole here tonight.
That's a pretty impressive start to the season for English. Oh, you're right, KR. He's having a little fun out there. You know, left hands matter, right hands matter too.
Yeah, left and right turns there for the 40 machine, just trying to get some of that pre-race jitters dealt with. But the 40 of Anthony English, he is going to be one to watch here as we get ready to go qualifying on this big super speedway. 10 minutes to do 2 laps. And, well, Chris, it has been, qualifying is always an interesting time.
Yeah, this is open qualifying, is that right?
Well, it depends on who made the session. Sometimes it's open qualifying, sometimes it's not.
Okay. Well, that'll be okay. Well, let's find that out first, and then we'll go from there.
The 8 of Cody Ober rolling out on the track right now as the green flag is flying on this qualifying session. And so, with the 8 being the first one out on the track, we'll watch him get up to speed. The 3 of Robert Payne has also rolled out onto the racetrack. And these drivers are going to utilize that high lane for the warm-up lap. Well, I should say their out lap, then their first time lap, and then they'll drop it down in the yellow line for their final fast lap.
Not that much different than the actual guys at NASCAR. They like to get that head of steam up. They do it better on the outside, a little bit longer around this 2.5 mile track up there towards the wall.
Right now watching the 02 of David Overstreet as he gets up to speed. J&J Fabrication on that back bumper. Mark Vega in the 18 machine. He's rolling out onto the track. Vega in that red, white, and blue Snickers machine. We'll see what kind of time he can lay down. But Chris, who are you watching right now?
Well, right now, I'm kind of switching back between Ober and Overstreet, to be honest with you. The 02 looking good up there, running a very, very high line, trying to get himself up to speed. Plus, I got to admit, that paint scheme, I really dig it.
David Overstreet in the 02. Nice little, it's like kind of a reddish orange, maybe? Orangish red.
Yeah, but it's what's on the hood, KR.
Yes, that 406 cubic inch.
Yes, sir.
Nice little throwback there. But he is dropped down to the yellow line. He gets ready for his first or final timed lap. Let's see who else has gotten out on the track. The 15 machine of Alex Green now starting to roll out onto the backstretch. Alex Green is the one that creates a lot of excitement here as he finds holes through the pack that no one thought would exist.
3 drivers so far, KR, have qualifying times. Ober up top with a 49, 328. Payne right behind him. And Vega picking up third so far. A lot of other drivers on track getting ready to do battle here, well, against themselves really during qualifying.
It's all about laying down that fast lap right now and keeping that car hugging that yellow line as tightly as possible. Trying not to scrub off the speed as you bounce through these corners. The 24 Will Weber out on track in that 4X graphics machine. He crosses the start finish line to start his first timed lap. Want to check in on the 50 is Sean McCarrick as he makes his way out. But Chris, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you're watching Weber, I'm watching Doug Rice, who is running a pretty decent line. It looks like he's still a little on the top side towards the wall, but the 35 looking pretty decent so far here in this qualifying effort.
As Doug Rice makes his way around this 2.5 mile track. A 35 machine right along the wall, down the back stretch. And Doug Rice really has been having a tough time in getting the finishes. He has been a car that has been able to run up front, just not able to seal the deal. He is in his 4th start of the season, though. So we'll see what the 35 can do out here tonight. So as the 77 of David Booth works his way on that high side, Checkered Flag Motorsports all over that machine. Cody Ober still sitting on the pole position with the 49.328. Still have several drivers to go who have not yet begun their qualifying session, and just at 4 minutes 47 seconds left in this session. Plenty of time to get back out there and lay down your lap. '26 of Hunter Reynolds making his way out on the track. Hunter Reynolds has 2 pole positions on the season. So pretty much Anthony English and Hunter Reynolds combined for 7 pole positions. Rick Sebrands has the only other pole so far this season. So 3 drivers in what is 8 races. We'll see who's going to end up on top here again tonight. Les Levy in the 62 out on track, running a shake and bake paint scheme here. Still has Ricky Bobby on the back bumper, the Ricky Bobby Foundation for the Drivers Challenge to go fast. I am a graduate of that school. It helped me out a lot. And then I started listening to advice from Les Levy and I had to go back to the school. So it's a skill that is easily lost if you listen to the wrong people.
Yeah, I'm watching one of the 5 rookies in tonight's race, Logan Helton, in the number 63. And he's still working the top side as he is working lap number 1 of his qualifying effort right now. And you can see the bumps in this track. This old track used to just beat you right up.
Can go on board with the 63 of Logan Helton. Logan, the kid Helton, right now on that high side, and man, oh man, is that turn 3 entry very tricky. As he works his way onto the front stretch, we'll see him drop down to the yellow line here and start his fast lap. We've got just under 2.5 minutes left in this session. David Booth in the 77 machine has taken over the top spot from Cody Ober, but now the 04 of Mark Mann making his way out onto the track. So Mark Mann running that Batmobile paint scheme from the TV show when Adam West was the Batman. And man, I'll tell you what, that thing still looks good. I really like that paint scheme. That is just an outstanding looking race car.
Now getting back to Helton, a great qualifying run right now, being scored in 6th spot.
So the 63 is going to put it into 6th place and begin to shut down that race car. Josh Milam in the 7 machine. On the binders, he is done with his qualifying lap.
Ooh,
And
man gets way out of sorts there.
And guys, we are going to step away for our national anthems. No one will go anywhere. We'll be right back after this.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Turn 3 Racing Network. Thank you so much for coming and joining us here tonight. The drivers are taking to the grid. That means it is time to go through our starting lineup. Row number 1, Hunter Reynolds picking up his 3rd pole of the season with a time of 49.292. Mark Mann in the 04, gonna start on the outside of row number 1. Row number 2 will be the 77 of David Booth and the 4 of Rick Seabrands. Row 3 will be the 40 of Anthony English and the 10 of Robert Duvendak. Row 4 will be the 8 of Cody Ober and the 28 of Derek Conley. Row number 5 will see the 62 of Les Levy on the inside and the 7 of Josh Milam on the outside.
That's right, KR. And row number 6 to the inside, it's going to be Logan Helton. And to his outside in the 44, going to be Rodney Cobb. Row number 7 inside, going to be Sean McCarrick. And to his outside in the 24, Will Weber. The 78 of Donald Stewart on the inside of row number 8, to his outside, the 84 of Aspen Belvin. Row 9 on the inside, going to be Alex Green in his 15 with David Overstreet in the 02 to his outside. James Mayer in his number 95 kicks off row number 10 to the inside. Mark Vega in the 18 to the outside.
Row number 11 will be the 35 of Doug Rice and the 3 of Robert Payne. Row number 12 will be the 00 of Rob Connors and the 51 of Travis Elliott. And then our final row here tonight, the 14 of Cody Eldred, who will be our race admin. Thank you, Cody, for sticking with that job for another week. And the 52 of Randall Cobb. And that is our 25 car field for tonight's race here at Daytona. Field working its way down the backstretch. Lights have already failed on that Ford Mustang. One of these days they'll get that fixed.
No, KR, they didn't fail. They actually hit the switch, and unlike a Chevy driver, it did what it was supposed to do.
What?
The
No,
lights
no,
shut
they do.
off.
They just need like 10 recalls.
That's right. You're not getting away with the Ford bashing tonight, pal.
Oh, it's on.
Oh,
Oh, the
look at that.
04
Chevy
Mark
to the
Man.
outside wall, and it causes a big one on the caution.
Holy smokes, we have got huge issues already. And the 04 Mark
And the
Man
pace
right up the
car's
center.
dropping down. KR, this thing's going green and
is-
back yellow.
Back to the yellow right away. And man, oh man, whatever happened there, that was very unfortunate for this field.
Looked like a Juan Pablo moment here at Daytona.
And that is really going to mess up a lot of cars very early on. Let's take another look at this as we go to our instant replay here. Back this up a bit more. Mark Mann in that 04 machine just makes a hard right into the outside wall. Rick Seabrans has to gas it up to avoid it. But then they pile in behind. And it is just mass chaos. I have never seen this before.
Before the green flag even drops, we have the first big one of the race, and hopefully all these guys are able to continue on. You know, good thing they weren't up to speed, KR, but man, this is gonna hurt.
Holy cow, the 52 of Randall Cobb really came charging in as he was trying to catch up to the field as we go on board with the 52 machine. And he's late to the party, and he has to take some serious evasive action and smashes that inside wall. So caution coming out before the green flag was even allowed to fly. So Hunter Reynolds is going to lead the first lap of the night, and it is going to be under caution.
Wow. Be very interesting to hear from driver's perspective what happened there, because that was just odd. The way that car turned hard right, that's something I've never seen, of course, except for Juan Pablo, but of course he had something broken to cause that. That doesn't happen here.
Well, I don't know if you noticed, but Mark Mann is in a Chevy Camaro, so probably going to have a recall for that.
Yeah, that's a recall.
So several cars on pit road. One fast repair is available to these guys, and man, to have to use it before you even get to the start finish line, that has got to sting. Hopefully these guys are not needing to use it. They can just hammer out some of the damage and get back out there. But man, oh man, that was a bad situation.
Yeah, what do you do? You know, what do you do when that happens? That's gotta be uber frustrating for the drivers who just want to get these things up to speed. Right now, temp gauge is showing not even warm yet.
So as several of the drivers have been on and off pit road, we still have Rodney Cobb, who has just left. We got a few more who are going to take this opportunity to hit pit road, top off their fuel tanks to try and get to the end of the stage without needing to pit again. Fuel run here at Daytona is right around 20 laps. Stage ends on lap 25 here tonight. So a good strategy call by a lot of these drivers to try and make it the rest of the way on this one pit stop.
Hunter Reynolds got to be looking in his rearview mirror going, where did everybody go?
He was the only one that has stayed out, along with the three of Robert Payne. And so I am hearing through the grapevine that Mark Mann in that 04 machine found first gear.
Ooh. Yeah, that would do it.
Not a good situation for the 04. He is sitting on the pit road still. Everyone is still on the lead lap. No one has gone down a lap from this situation, but a lot of cars being serviced by their pit crews, getting that damage worked on. So now we're going to try and start this thing off, well, without anyone else finding first gear on accident.
Cody Eldred, excuse me, with a DNS here tonight. So he's not a factor. And Hunter Reynolds leading the way. A very slow pace to this one so far, KR, is now Reynolds decides he's going to come down.
So Hunter going to top off his tanks here at the last chance. So maybe trying to pull a fast one on the rest of the field and get that little bit of extra fuel. But that will give the lead to the three of Robert Payne.
Maybe he just wants to get away from the front of the field.
The four of Rick Seabrand's down on the inside. Robert Payne electing the outside lane for this restart. But we're going to try this once again. We're going to stack them back up and let them rip. A lot of drivers on that inside lane as they will be serving a end of the line penalty coming down a closed pit. So the three getting back in line as he jumped out ahead of the pace car.
He was just testing the Ford to make sure he was okay, and Ford passed him right back. No problem.
All right, so we're going to try this once again. It looks like single file restart. Pace car down and away. And now we get ready for the green flag to fly for real this time. As the drivers get up to speed, everyone splitting off very quickly here to make it too wide. Cody over in the 8 machine. First one to move up into that second lane as the field works into 1 and 2. The 3 of Robert Payne shooting out way in front of the 4 of Rick Seabrands. Rick going to close that gap down the backstretch and have a whole lot of momentum on the 3.
Outside line trying to gather up a few more cars and make a run to the inside, and they may have it going now, KR, as they are formed up 2 by 2 for the first 5 rows.
Anthony English in the 40 machine leading the charge in the outside lane. Robert Payne in the 3 down on the inside as we complete our first green flag lap. Your race leader, well, that one was Anthony English picking up that lap lead. Now the 62 of Les Levy on the bumper of the 40 machine. He has his teammate Logan Helton in the 63 right behind him. Good news for Logan Helton in that 63. No disconnect issues, no internet issues. He's starting this race on the lead lap.
Robert Payne in the 03 on the inside, starting to get ahead of steam. That inside line starting to make a comeback. And Payne looking good so far here, as he may have enough speed to try and take a lap. But English on the outside, battling back. He's got help from the 62 of Les Levy. Oh, the 3 moves up, way up. Oh, I don't believe he tried to do that.
Yeah, Robert,
he went all the way up.
Robert Payne going way up high, creating some confusion behind him in that outside lane. Everyone thinking maybe he was trying to go to that 3rd lane, but now it has really discombobulated that 2nd lane, and the 4 Rick Sebrands out front. And once you get that 4 out front, man, it is tough to get around him.
The outside line still trying to gather it back up, trying to just recollect their thoughts. And that 3 goes high again. He's happier a little further up than some of these guys wanting to go right now.
Nothing wrong with the high, wide, and handsome line here at Daytona, but yeah, if you're going way out there where no one else is going, that is going to slow you down some. But the 3 of Robert Payne, the 40 of Anthony English, working together right now. The 62 of Les Levy and the 8 of Cody Ober. Those are the 4 cars in this outside lane, as the 15 of Alex Green trying to catch up to him. I do want to point out that Mark Vega and the 18 machine
got a couple mowing the lawn. Oh, it's a big one.
time stack up down the backstretch. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's the backstretch, right? I think so. Cody Ober in the 8 machine going around. Easy to get confused here at Daytona 07 as it has the backstretch grandstands. Let's go to our instant replay here and see what happened. Trouble in the trial of the 40 and the 77 get together, and then everyone trying to find a hole, and then it's just chaos from there. Will Weber involved, the 84 machine of Aspen Belvin getting a piece of it. The 77 and the 40 go through the grass. 26 of Hunter Reynolds able to squeeze by Alex Green in the 15, getting a big piece of that one. Will Weber in the 24, Fuel Sim Racing, grabs a gear, gets rolling. We're under our 2nd caution of the night. We're only coming around to complete lap 10. So now with all the drivers getting formed up behind the Ford butt stain. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I offend you?
I think you meant Ford Mustang. Must with an M.
Ah. No, I said butt stain. I can see where it's confusing to you, though. You're just kind of used to the smell.
Wow. Wow. Okay, if that's the way it's going to be tonight, game on.
So the 3 of Robert Payne, he's going to make his way down onto pit road, giving up the race lead for that pit stop. Several other drivers going to hit pit road. The 26 of Hunter Reynolds, one of those drivers. The 15 of Alex Green, who is missing his front bumper. He's going to be on to pit lane, hammering that damage. So the 4 of Rick Sebrands taking over the top spot. With that being said, guys, we're going to take a quick moment, step away. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining us here tonight on a Monday night as OP Racing Super Speedway Series presents their Daytona 250 at the 2007 Daytona track. We're bringing our second caution of the night to a close. First caution happened before the start of the green flag. The 04 Mark Mann downshifted one too many times, found the outside wall, and then we found more trouble through the tri-oval just a few laps ago. The 4 of Rick Seabrand's out front. Looks like he is going to elect the inside line. Les Levy in the 62 moving his way behind the 4 machine. Field starting to stack up behind the pace car. As these drivers get ready to wrap this caution up, keep in mind stage number 1 is going to come to an end at the completion of lap 25. Stage points are important. Speaking of stage points, right now Anthony English, who sits in 4th place, he has 75 bonus points. He has earned the most bonus points of any driver out there, and that is helping keep him into that 4th place position. He is only 25 points out of the race or top spot for this championship battle. Of course, the points and all that stuff kind of get reset for the chase, but man, having all those bonus points, having all the points you can heading into that chase, very important. Pace car down and away. The 4 Rick Seabrand's wasting no time, gets on the throttle. The 62 of Les Levy looks like he got caught napping, so Les now playing catch up. But the 95 of James Mayer, he is hooked to the back bumper of his teammate, and Alliance Motorsports right now running 1 and 2. Checkered flag Motorsports driver Les Levy in the 62 with the 02 of David Overstreet right behind him. Then the 40 of Anthony English rounding out your top 5 as he's going to make a move to that outside lane. Right now he doesn't have any help. The 35 machine of Doug Rice down to his inside. Now Les Levy's going to move up to the high side, try and get some of the momentum from the 40 of Anthony English. So too does the 02 of David Overstreet. And now we're starting to see 2, a little bit of 3 wide there. And man, oh man, that picked up in a hurry.
Yeah, outside line starting to get it going now. KR as the 62 is really trying to pour it on. He's got a little help right behind him in the form of David Overstreet. Overstreet trying to push.
Rick Seabrand's down on that inside line, working his way down the backstretch. That outside lane really having a hard time building the momentum down the backstretch like we tend to see, but they are starting to inch forward. And a lot of these drivers working through these corners, trying to stay in line and really optimize the draft. So hard to do here at the bumpy 07 Daytona track.
Yeah, these cars are kind of all over the place, and it is because of the bumps. If you get into the cockpit view, you can see them kind of fighting their steering wheel, trying to hold on to it and keep it where they want it. So tough, so dangerous out there, but these guys doing a fantastic job here so far. KR mentioned it, 2 cautions so far here tonight, 1 before we even got going because of a bad downshift, but we have recovered from that. Then we had a little big one on the back stretch. We recovered from that. Here we are now, lap 16 of 100, first stage ending on lap number 25.
Field working its way into and through the tri-oval. That time we got through it cleanly. You see a lot of torn up race cars. As we mentioned earlier, there is 1 fast repair available, but these drivers all want to try and get to that final stage before they have to use their fast repair. And so it's kind of a mend it till we get there situation. And everyone wants to present themselves with their best foot forward, if at all possible.
Yeah, there's
Or
nothing
that
like
third
going into
stage.
nothing like going into the third stage. KR, sorry to cut you off, but all of a sudden you have a fresh car after maybe not having a top speed car, and man, you feel like Superman out there, feeling like you can do it all. And that's what these guys are looking to do with that one fast repair. KR, you mentioned it, and I'll tell you, there are some cars out there that could definitely use it. But right now, we do have the inside lane starting to really build it up, and they are starting to pull away from that outside line.
We go on board with the 51 of Travis, the Trash Man Elliott. That 51 machine started in 24th. Right now he's in 16th. Got a little bit of damage on the right front, but that's all right. He is one of these drivers to keep an eye on. It can have a rough 2 stages, but as long as he's on the lead lap and that checkered flag is in the air, he is probably someone who is going to find a way to try and win this race. We go high atop the blimp here. Our aerial coverage for tonight's race is provided by Vapid Yeet Racing. And those drivers from the VYR team, as I try and read my handwriting, because they formed it this year and I'm really confused.
You can
Travis
do this.
Elliott and Aspen Belvin. See, I knew I'd get it.
I knew you had it.
And that's, you know what? There's days where things click really fast for me, and then I wake up and realize, yeah, that's not good.
Oh, we might be looking. Oh, they were almost looking 3 wide up front. Decided better of it. Got back down 2 by 2. And rolling once again around this big track. I haven't checked on temperature here lately. 103, so it's still really warm out there.
It has cooled off some. We have had some clouds pass over. A little bit of overcast skies have cooled this track down from the high of 115 degrees. So the drivers are able to find a little bit more grip for the moment. Not much. May not seem like any grip is out there at all, but they're able to be appreciative of the cloud cover. We ride on board with the 84 of Aspen Belvin. He is about ready to be swallowed up by the pack. He drops down onto the apron, and the pack is going to flash by him in a hurry. Smart move by the 84 machine. He is now the first and only car in the 1 lap down category. And with the end of the stage coming up here in just a few laps, no one else is in danger of going a lap down. So the 84 going to be able to use the free pass.
Gonna get his lap back, maybe get some time to work on the car a little bit, try and find a little bit more speed in that second stage. But right now, like you said, the 84, 1 lap down.
Rick Seabrands in the 4 machine has led for 13 laps so far here tonight. Robert Payne in the 3 led for 5, Hunter Reynolds 2, and then Anthony English has led for 1. We've had 4 different leaders out here so far tonight. We are working lap 22 of 100, just a handful of laps left in this stage. We might start to see these guys really mix it up, trying to get that best position for the stage end.
6 lead changes so far as we're working lap number 22, coming to the end of stage number 1. Seabrands leading the way in that 4 machine on the inside.
Side by side with the 62 of Les Levy on the outside lane, the 02 of David Overstreet as Checkered Flag Motorsports running that 1 and 2 on the outside lane. Alliance Motorsports 1 and 2 down on the inside. Doug Rice in that 35 machine. Ooh, I thought I saw one spinning, maybe didn't. But Doug Rice in that 35 machine working all by himself right now. No, I'm sorry, he's with Buck Wild Racing. And as I mentioned, Buck Wild Racing, well, of course, I gotta play it. Buck's Gone Wild. So 2 more times around here at Daytona 07 to bring a close to stage number 1. The 7 machine of Josh Milam looking like he is going to try and start making something happen with the 3rd lane. The 51 of Elliott going to work with him, but right now that outside lane doesn't have anything going. Big contact between the 10 of Duvendak, and they're going spinning on the backstretch. Mark Vega has gone around. The 18 machine still trying to get it caught. Catches it before he slides up the track. And this stage is going to end under caution. As we go to our turn 3 instant replay, let's see what happened here. It starts with the 00 and the 3 not getting squared up. Then the 78 gets into the 18 and the 51 goes around. We'll take a view from the 78 off his nose. You can see just ahead the 3 and the 00 just don't meet up square. Causes Duvendak in the 10 to check up. The 78 has to check up. And around he is going to go. The 18 of Mark Vega just along for the ride through the grass. But fortunately, the field had cleared out before he was able to get up on the track.
And maybe lost in that caution, but the 00 able to keep going. Fantastic use of the steering wheel to keep that car going straight and not bouncing off from anything.
The caution flag flying, drawing a close to the end of stage number 1. And I believe the 4 of Rick Seabrands is going to be our stage winner. Waiting on confirmation from race control for that. As the 4 makes his way down onto pit road. See almost all of the drivers hit pit lane this time as they get ready for stage number 2. The 00 of Rob Connors is going to stay out. We'll see when Rob Connors comes down pit road. He might be trying to lead a lap here. The Seabrands 4 tires and fuel for that 4 machine. Everyone but just a handful of drivers. In fact, the 12 of Aspen Belvin going to use the free pass, so he wasn't allowed on pit road. Other than that, Aspen Belvin and Rob Connors, the only 2 drivers not to make their way onto pit road. But Rick Seabrand's in the 4, winning the race. And now let's see if we can't get the 4 machine up into the broadcast booth and talk to our stage 1 winner, Rick Seabrands. You got your ears on, bud?
10-4, loud and clear.
Well, that 4 machine led 17 laps here in stage number 1 and walks away with the stage win. How's that race going out there so far?
Well, all that stage credit there goes to the 95 back there, man. It makes it a lot easier out there when you got a good committed teammate back there that can push like he can, man. He's did a great job back there keeping us out front. We were going to have our hands full there with the checkered flag boys on the outside. They were giving us a good run for our money out there too. Would have been a fun drag race back to the stage, but a caution came out there, kind of sealed the deal there. So super thankful for Alliance Motorsports, Jim, for keeping us up there.
All right, and now we've got to ask, have you asked for any extra toilet paper from the start of the race when Mark Mann just went hard right in front of you coming to take the green flag?
Well, that happened so quick there. It looked like he had a mechanical failure there, and something broke, and he just went straight into the wall. And it happened so fast we didn't have time to react, or otherwise we probably would have steered or got caught up in that. But that's super unfortunate for that 04 team, man. They put a lot of effort into this deal, and everybody got caught up in that though. But you know, hopefully everybody can get their stuff fixed up and get back out here, and we can have a good race here.
All right, Rick. Well, again, congratulations on winning stage number 1. Stage number 2 coming your way here. What's it going to take to win this stage?
Same as the first one. Good teammates. Boy, with all the cautions that are coming out too, you never know. You just kind of want to survive here and make sure you're not around. Something that could happen. That you know how this deal goes. It could happen at any point. So just want to have a clean car here for this next stage and get us to that last 50-lap run and see what we got for them.
All right, Rick. Well, again, congratulations, man. We're going to let you go. Before we do, though, shout-outs, thank yous.
Yeah, just everybody at OP for what they do. You guys for putting on the broadcast. My Alliance Motorsports teammates. Yeti, of course, and all the fans watching.
All right, that is Rick Seabrands, pilot of the 4 machine from Alliance Motorsports, your stage 1 winner. And Chris, stage 1 in the books, stage 2 getting ready to fire off. This one's going to end at the completion of lap 50. I don't know about you, but I'll tell you, these stages really make for some interesting bedfellows.
They do, and I'm fortunate enough to have a league that does stage racing. And I'll tell you, the first couple of times I did it, I was like, yeah, I don't know if I really like this. But what I do like about it, KR, and you can attest to this, is, man, talk about bunching the field back up. It gets everybody back in line, and that does help promote some really great racing right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network.
As the field forming up behind that defective Ford Mustang, the driver's not sure what to do as the lights have gone out on that machine. Probably going to have to come down pit road and be serviced by its crew.
And it's probably just a brake switch. Don't worry about that. It's going to be fine.
Oh, the broken switch on the Ford? No.
No. The driver of the pace car has a really big foot, and he kicked it out from behind the pedal. Don't know how he did it. Unbelievable. Inept drivers, that's all it is.
Inept drivers. Lights are out on our pace car. Field is forming up. Few drivers who had hit pit road making their way onto the track are going to restart on the inside line. The 4 of Rick Seabrands, the 95 of James Mayer. That is row number 1. Row number 2 will be the 63 of Logan Helton and the 62 of Les Levy. Row number 3, the 44 of Rodney Cobb and the 35 of Doug Rice, as we get ready to fire this one off. Pace car's already eyeballing the pit entrance. Rick Seabrands will take over control of the field as the pace car's down and away, and the green flag is out, and here we go. Stage number 2 coming your way. The 4 and the 95 timed that start perfectly, but the 63 of Logan Helton already on the back bumper of that 4 machine, and he is pushing hard, heading for turn number 1. As they drive down into turn 1, the 4 and the 63 are easily going to clear the 95 of Mayer, who had no one on his back bumper.
I'll tell you what, the 63 had a fantastic restart there, gets a position out of it, and that rookie is definitely showing me something out there tonight.
Logan Helton using that momentum he gave to the 4 to move up to the high side, and now the 95 of Mayer down to the inside. Teammates working together on that inside lane. That is Alliance Motorsports, along with Checkered Flag Motorsports on that outside lane.
That was probably a mistake, KR, to move up like that. If I were him, I probably would have stayed on the back bumper of the 4 and maybe tried to learn a thing or two as a rookie. Never hurts to learn, and that outside line has been kind of ineffectual so far here tonight. We'll see if Logan can change that around or not.
Yeah, that outside lane really has not shown a lot of speed down the backstretch as they tend to show on these super speedways. Just hasn't happened yet. May just need a little bit more degrees, track temperature degrees. Oh, I was gonna spit it out sooner or later here. The track temperature may need to change just a few more degrees, make that outside lane really become viable for that pass.
Well, down to 95 right now, and Bowman Motorsports covered me pretty good there. Picnic They are picnic, problem in chair, not in car.
That is all right.
I like it.
I've never heard that before.
I haven't either.
What's wrong? I'm having a picnic. Oh. Could you sort it out, please?
Can you confirm that diagnosis? Oh yeah.
So the 95 of Mayer now out front. He is going to try and lead his first laps of the race. Logan Helton in the 63 going to drop down to the inside. But James Mayer going to lead that lap, I think. Yes, it did go to Mayer. He did pick up his first lap lead, but now the 63 of Logan on the inside and out front.
Telling you, I was watching that 63 in practice, and he was looking mighty racy, and here he is leading the way. He's got Mayer and Sebrands behind him, and if those two cars can hook up again, he might have a different issue, but right now teammates separated inside outside.
Logan Helton did come into tonight's race second place in the point standings. So far, he has not been able to pick up a win, but he has had several top 5 finishes. In fact, Logan Helton has 4 top 5 finishes so far this season. The only one with more top 5s, that's the car pushing him. That is the 4 Rick Sebrands. Now Rick Sebrands looking like he's drifting to the high side. He's going to try and make the pass on the 63 of Logan Helton.
And that's going to allow Rodney Cobb on the inside to try and get to the back door of Helton. And if he can do that, then it's going to be, ooh, look at this, the 4 in the, oh yeah, that was a good move by Sebrands and James Mayer, because they moved down together and took over that inside lane. The 63 will not give up though. He is beating and banging on that 95 back bumper, trying to get him moving.
The Mayer in the 95 machine now pushing his teammate, the 4 of Rick Sebrands. Les Levy in the 62 leading the charge in the outside lane. He has the 35 of Doug Rice working with him as we go on board with the 35 machine. And Doug Rice, you know, this 35 machine has won before in the OP Racing Super Speedway Series. We'll see if he can pick up another win. Right now, he's got himself in position to do that. Second car in the outside lane. They work their way towards the tri-oval, and this 35 is just bouncing all over the track.
And just showing exactly how tough it is to try get around this place. Daytona 07, a very, very tough track, but the 35 trying to keep it going.
The 3 of Robert Payne trying to get to the back bumper of Doug Rice. And you see just how much they wiggle on these corner exits. And everyone trying to, you know, stay in that draft really creates that snake effect. When they start snaking around, that is when trouble happens. Want to check in on the driver I haven't talked a lot about here tonight yet. That is the 10 of Robert Duvendak. Right now, he is in 10th place behind the 02 of David Overstreet. And Duvendak, well, just kind of having a quiet race right now. Really hasn't made any noise at the front of the field. Got caught up in several problems here in stage number 1. But he is just hoping for a, well, issue-free stage number 2.
Now, like you said, one of those drivers caught up in one of those early incidents, KR, and he's got the damage on the back end to prove it. A little bit of damage, maybe making it so he doesn't feel comfortable up front. Maybe he's a better pusher right now than a leader.
Check in on a few other drivers here. The 04 of Mark Mann, who had that unfortunate issue at the start of the race, has managed to stay on the lead lap. And right now, he finds himself all the way down into 17th spot. We do have one car 2 laps down. That is the 00 of Rob Connors. As he is getting up to speed, he is been on and off pit road several times, so not sure what is wrong with that 00 machine, but he does find himself now 2 laps down. Whew. The 84 machine of Aspen Belvin going a lap down. He is riding that wall, trying to stay out of the way of the lead pack. He has made a green to flag pit stop along with the 51 of Travis Elliott and the 18 of Mark Vega.
They are hopped on board Rob Connor's number 00. You're asking what could be going on. He's got some serious hood damage and it is affecting RPMs, not able to hit 8,000 RPM. And here at Daytona, that is not a good thing.
Rob Connor is one of those drivers looking to use a fast repair if he's got it, heading into stage number 3, but he's got to find a way to pick up the pace because right now he is a wounded duck out there as we're coming around to complete lap 38. Stage 2 going to end at the completion of lap 50. Just about 12 laps left in that.
Up front, not a lot has changed, KR, as Sebring still leading the way with his teammate James Mayer right behind him. On the top side, it's Les Levy, Doug Rice leading the charge on the top side.
Third car on the inside lane, Logan Helton. Got an excellent view of this side-by-side racing for the front 2 rows as he pulls alongside now that 35 machine of Doug Rice. But Doug Rice going to get to the back bumper of the 62 of Les Levy. You can see just how quickly that momentum changes by getting to that back bumper, using both cars' generated energy, and that 62 surges out front.
Now, Levy had it for just a little bit, but as we've seen from this entire race, really, you get into the corner, the outside kind of stalls a little bit, and that should give the advantage back to Sebrings in the 4 car.
The 52 machine, that is Randall Cobb, finds himself in 7th place right now. Randall Cobb started shotgun on the field dead last, was late to the party for that very first incident, was able to keep from hitting any other car, but he really had to take evasive action to do that and ended up smacking the inside wall. But here he is. He has found himself up in 6th place. Got the 3 of Robert Payne on his outside.
Yeah, Payne just trying to catch the bumper of the guy in front of him to try and keep building that momentum to the outside. So far, the inside line prevailing all night long here. And the outside lane just can't seem to keep it going. As again, there's separation between the 35 and the 3 car.
On board with the 44 of Rodney Cobb. He is another driver in this inside lane. He finds himself in 8th place. Cobb, a driver for Buck Wild Racing. And he is working that wheel. But it's not an easy job to work that wheel here at Daytona 07, because you want to try and stay as smooth as possible. You want to be as straight as possible, but then the track is doing everything it can to make that not happen.
And every time you hit a bump, it's jerking that steering wheel. These drivers doing a fantastic job trying to hold on to them. And quite honestly, this is why a lot of people don't race this track anymore, KR. It really beats you up as a driver.
Personally, it is one of my favorite super speedway tracks. In fact, there's only 3, but this one is my favorite. Because of that very reason. You do have to get up on the wheel. You do have to drive the car. It's not all about just hold the wheel and, lock your elbows and you never move the wheel. You are constantly fighting that steering wheel to keep the car straight. And I have had a lot of success in my iRacing career here at this track.
A lot of success going to that 4 car, who just, with his teammate behind him, Mayer, Sebrings just unbelievable right now. And look at this top side, has no help at all. Only 2 cars up there.
Green flag pit stops getting ready to happen as the drivers' fuel tanks are starting to run dry. We see this time and time again with OP Racing. When they are able to make a green flag pit stop, drivers start migrating down to the bottom. The 62 of Les Levy hoping for some help here as he is losing spots quickly. It looks like he's going to tuck in behind the 35 of Doug Rice.
Yeah, Randall Cobb in the 52, maybe just giving him a little bit of room to help him get down to that bottom side. Like you said, KR, pit stops on the way. In fact, here they come right now.
Drivers making their way onto pit road. Sean McCarrick in the 50 machine. He is going to take over that top spot. But Rick Seabrand's in the 4, leading the field on the pit lane. So Sean McCarrick in the 50, leading his first lap of the night. And we will see when he comes down pit road, the 26 of Hunter Reynolds on his outside as well. The 7 of Josh Milam, teammates, Fuel Sim Racing, working together here on that high side. Derek Conley in the 28, joining them as well. So 3 teammates from FSR all right there. Will they all pit together or will they stay out? And this whole entire group staying out another lap. The 26 of Hunter Reynolds going to drop down and lead another lap here tonight.
A call from pit road. Seabrand's pit takes gas only, but comes out behind Levy. Oh, excuse me, behind Logan Helton.
The Logan Helton in the 63 winning the race off of pit road, but he has not got any help. He is all by himself. The 4 and the 95 are working together, closing in very quickly on that 63. This could be a race for the lead once it all cycles through. The 7 of Josh Milam, though, he is making his way onto pit road. The 52 of Randall Cobb going to stay out along with the 40 of Anthony English. But I think that they pretty much missed pit entry as they have slowed down. They have lost a lot of speed. So the 7 of Josh Milam led the charge on the pit road with this group. A splash of fuel for him. And Chris, I don't know if you've seen this car before, the 7 of Josh Milam, but that paint job, it looks like it's got a little special something to it, like something that maybe I made for the guy.
Something, say, what's that say? Turn 3 Racing Network. Yes, sir. That looks pretty good out there. Way to support us, Josh. And a nice paint job too, KR.
So Josh Milam in the 7, trying to get up to speed. The 4 of Rick Seabrand's already at full song. Has some help down the backstretch. Josh Milam all by himself. This is bad news for the 7 machine. But you can see the 4 and the 95. That is Rick Seabrand's, James Mayer. They are closing in quickly on this 7 machine. Randall Cobb and Anthony English still staying out. They have not made their way onto pit road just yet. But now the 4 of Rick Seabrand's has passed the 7 of Josh Milam. Logan Helton in the 63, now working his way past the 7 machine. So Milam able to start gaining some speed as he is able to draft on the back bumper of the 63 of Helton. But the 52 of Cobb and the 40 of Anthony English are running their tanks as dry as they can as we're coming up on 2 laps to go here in this stage.
And it looks like they're actually going for the stage win here, KR, as they're in fuel conservation mode. The 52 and the 40 working together here as we are getting set to start working a lap number 50, which will be the final lap of the stage.
They're going to have to go just about 3 miles from here, maybe a little bit more than that, but one more time around for sure. But all they got to do is get to the end of the stage. They are, really about 20 miles an hour slower than the rest of the field. They have a 23-second gap back to the 4 Rick Sebrands as the final lap starts here for stage number 2.
2.5 miles to go. Can Cobb and English keep this strategy going? So far, looking good in that 23-second gap down to 21. These guys definitely taking it easy out there, trying to get around this big track on the tank of fuel that they have. Oh,
now
the 40 looks like he's going.
Yeah, the 40 of Anthony English, he's going to make his move. He has grabbed another gear, it looks like, and has shot out to the front onto the front stretch. And it looks like the 40 of Anthony English going to win stage number 2.
Thanks for all the help. Gotta go. Anthony English on that last lap leaves Cobb in the dust.
Meanwhile, the battle for the other spots, Hunter Reynolds, Derek Conley crossing the line there. Who is the 26 machine? Or I'm sorry, that was the 28. Got a little crossed up there. But Anthony English in the 40 winning stage number 2. And the caution flag coming out. And now, can Anthony English make it around, or is he all the way out of fuel? A big gamble to win the stage could cost him a lot of track position if he cannot make it around to his pit stall.
He is still running, KR.
Is going to have to hit pit road in a closed pit situation. It doesn't matter to him. He picked up the stage win. We'll start stage number 3. Well, at the tail end of the longest line. 28 of Derek Conley still trying to catch up to the pace car. The 00 of Rob Connors finds himself 1 lap down right now. Now that the field has caught the pace car, the 40 of Anthony English has left pit road. So let's see if we can't take a moment and talk to our stage 2 winner. That is Anthony English. Anthony, you got your ears on, bud?
Yes, sir.
What a gamble that was in that 40 machine. You stretched that fuel so far. I can't believe you made it, man.
I'll tell you what, neither can I, but I was saving from the pit stop. I just had a good feeling if it went green, I just let everybody go by and did my own thing. I'd be close, and Randall actually saved me there. I should give credit to Randall, because if he didn't save out and I couldn't keep his draft and save more, I might have been a lot closer.
Well, you picked up the stage win with an excellent fuel strategy play, but now you've entered a closed pit, so you're going to start behind the 8 ball for stage number 3. How does this change how you will attack this stage?
Well, I'm just gonna take the UL and I'm gonna just ride it out and see how it goes from here. And now I'm up a bunch of stage points, so now I'm just gonna try to keep a clean car and finish the race.
Well, another stage win. You came into tonight having earned the most bonus points so far from anyone else, and now you add another stage win to that. So, man, you're on a tear with these stage wins and the bonus points, and that 40 machine sniffing out a victory. Are you going to be able to pull one out here tonight?
I'll tell you what, I'm gonna try. I'm not gonna give up, that's for sure. I ain't gonna lay over.
All right, man.
I'm not 100% in on points, so I still got to give her all I got.
All right, man. Well, any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give before we let you go?
Oh, first off, you guys up in the booth, you guys do a hell of a job. My teammate, Robert, and all them guys helping me with calculations. And obviously Alex and gang for putting on what they do here.
All right, Anthony. Again, congratulations on the stage win, man. Nice job.
Thank you, thank you.
That is Anthony English, driver of the 40 machine from Alliance Motorsports, your stage 2 winner.
I'll tell you how close it must have been, KR, because he mentioned it during the interview there. If Cobb didn't stay out, he wouldn't have made it. Well, Cobb was leading the way for so long, he ended up running out of fuel on track, had to take a tow back to pit road. Right now being scored 1 lap down.
Randall Cobb in the 52, rolling out on track again, but as you mentioned, 1 lap down. So a costly gamble for the 52, but it's the same gamble that the 40 made, so it worked for one, not for the other.
It's amazing how much more fuel you use as the lead car. Shame for Cobb, good job for English to stay behind as long as he did. And you know what, KR? I am ready for stage 3. I think you may have heard it, but I am definitely ready for stage 3.
I am ready for stage number 3 too. But guys, we're going to take a quick minute and step away. No one go anywhere. We'll be back to bring you the start of stage number 3. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Turn 3 Racing Network as the OP Racing Super Speedway Series presents Daytona 250 here at the Daytona 2007 track. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining myself and Chris Legue in the booth. We are excited to bring you the final stage here tonight. 45 laps to go in this race. When the green flag flies, anything and everything will happen. Donald Stewart in the 78 machine on the inside. The 26, Hunter Reynolds on the outside for this restart. As the pace car gets ready to peel off, we get ready to let them loose once again. Down and away goes the Ford Mustang. The 78 and the 26 pick up the throttle, and we're back underway here for the final stage. The 78 gets an excellent start. He jumps out way ahead. And now everyone playing catch up to the 78 of Don Stewart.
Yeah, Conley on the back bumper of Stewart trying to push his way through as they're navigating through turn number 2. And Stewart looking good up front. The outside line trying to form.
We got the 00 of Rob Connors. He is now 4 laps down. Down on the apron, staying out of the way, but he is still staying in this race, not giving up on it just yet. But Stewart in the 78 your race leader, Hunter Reynolds, in the 26 on the outside. Reynolds has the 63 and Logan Helton all over his back bumper. But Derek Conley in the 28 pushing that 78. Those two have been pushing very hard here. You can't push hard for too long. Overheat the car, pop goes the engine, and then you are looking at a very long wait to get back into this race.
Yeah, taking a tow here at Daytona, not something you want to do. It does take a very long time to get back to your pit stall and correct whatever happened, if you can. Some of these drivers have used their reset and they have a brand new car, feeling like Superman out there, or Batman as it were.
Mayer in the 95 machine, tucked in behind the 63 of Logan Helton. Rick Seabrand's in the 4 down on his inside. The 35 of Doug Rice to the inside, door to door with the 95 machine. As that inside lane starts trekking ahead just a little bit. Outside lane stalling out on the high side through the corner, but building some momentum down the backstretch.
28 snuck up to the top side and right now has a nose on Stewart. Conley up front by just a sliver on that outside line. The 26 of Hunter Reynolds trying to get to the back bumper to help push him through. Can the top side lane finally make an impact here in Daytona?
Side by side, the 28 of Derek Conley and the 78 of Don Stewart. Stewart, a rookie here with OP Racing on Monday night. If you are interested in joining this field of drivers and looking for a league, hit up OP Racing Super Speedway Series. They run 2 feeder series on Wednesday night, that is the trucks. Saturday night is the K&N. Run a couple races in the feeder series and then get promoted after you show that, hey, you know your way around the super speedway.
28 of Derek Conley makes a strong move down to the inside to take over the lead on that bottom lane, but that top lane not giving up yet. Hunter Reynolds on the outside trying to get in front, and right now the 26 looking strong.
Hunter Reynolds trying to take over the top spot. So far, we really haven't seen that outside lane be a dominant lane. It has been all about the inside lane here tonight. You have got to time your moves just right to try and get the pass, but the 28 of Derek Conley, right now he is in control of this field. The 78 of Donald Stewart on his back bumper. Can't decide if he wants to block the 4 or not. And now the 4 of Rick Seabrand's going to try and make a move all the way up to the wall. The 63 of Logan Helton now looks like Logan's going to get abandoned. No one with that 63 just yet. Maybe the 26 is going to go, maybe not. And now Logan Helton tucks in behind the 4.
Well, a good move there, because I'll tell you what, man, the 4 car almost got turned. He had somebody in the back bumper able to hold on, and now Rick Seabrand's trying to make that top side move. He's got 1 car ahead of him, and he's in charge of the push.
Now Stewart in the 78 machine on the high side. Rick Seabrand's in the 4, getting to his back bumper. Conley in the 28, still down on the bottom. Has not come up from that yellow line just yet, but Stewart out in front, gonna lead that lap, but not able to clear the 28 and stays to the high side. But now the 4 gonna slice down, and Rick Seabrand's in the 4 machine using that high lane to take over the top spot.
What a move that was out of Seabrand's to reassume the lead, and he leaves that top side wanting because he is taking off.
Now the 28 of Derek Conley going to try and make the same move. He moves up to the high side in front of Stewart, hoping for that momentum build on the outside lane down onto the front stretch. But Conley through the tri-oval is going to drop down in front of the 4 of Rick Seabrand.
So we're starting to see the outside lane move a little bit. They're able to get a car out there, but that car has been dropping down to that bottom lane that more dominant bottom lane. And we've seen it a few times now here in this stage as we are working lap 63 of 100. And right now, your race leader, the rookie, Donald Stewart in the 78.
You remember a while ago, I questioned whether or not the outside lane wasn't being effective, if maybe a few degrees track temperature would make a difference. That track temperature all the way back up to 115 degrees. And we're starting to see that outside lane really make some moves. Meanwhile, we got a big knot of cars here. The 15 Alex Green finds himself on the outside of the 7 of Josh Milam. Green has the 51 of Travis Elliott. Working with him, the 84 of Aspen Belvin, the 51 and the 84 from Vapid Yeet Racing. They are our tonight's aerial coverage sponsor. And the 51 and the 84, right now, they find themselves in 14th and 16th place.
And Sebring just made a huge move to reassume the lead. Went below the yellow line, dangerous territory, able to get back out on track. In front of the 28 of Derek Conley, takes back over the lead to Sebrings.
Conley gives the shot to the 4 as he sails out in front. The 63 of Logan Helton, door to door with the 4 machine. Donald Stewart gonna pick up that lap lead on the outside lane. Doug Rice right there in that 3rd position inside line. Man, these drivers really mixing it up right now. And
yeah, I was just going to say that, KR. If you can't feel it just by watching it, these guys definitely are picking it up. And you got that feeling of it's not a matter of when is or if something's going to happen, but rather when.
We go on board with Will Weber from Fuel Sim Racing. He is the last car in this lead pack. 19 cars in this lead pack, and they are within 1.3 seconds of the leader all the way down to 19th place of Will Weber. So they are really very close together here. And Will Weber looks like maybe he is dropping back a little bit, not liking what he is seeing going on up front.
Yeah, maybe he's seeing what we're seeing and deciding he doesn't really want to be a part of it.
The second group of cars, this is a 3-car group as the yellow flag is going to come out. But Rodney Cobb, and we have an issue in the tri-oval. I'm not sure what has happened. Very confusing times. The 52 and 1 is upside down. Take another look at this. This was our 3rd group of drivers. The 52 and the 50 get together and they just go hard to the pit wall. That is the 50 machine of Sean McCarrick upside down on his lid. Take another look at this. They worked their way through the tri-oval. It looks like the 50 just got loose in the tri-oval. Came down hard on the 52 and ends up upside down. Man, oh man, what a night of very wild and unusual incidents. So as the field forms up behind the Ford Mustang, drivers last on pit road 14 laps ago, so I expect to see almost everyone come down for 4 tires and fuel. But man, that was caution flag coming out for yet again another wild incident. This is just, I can't get over tonight.
Yeah, that one was really odd. I don't know if you want to call it net code or definitely some instability in internet connections there, maybe between both of those drivers. Nonetheless, we're here working caution number 5 so far tonight. 12 caution laps, 28 different lead changes.
We look at our caution information and the race off of pit road being won by the 28 of Derek Conley. 2 tires stop for him. He is going to win that quite handedly. But yeah, 5 cautions here, 2 of them for stages, totaling 12 laps with 28 lead changes. We still have 33 laps to go, so drivers are going to have to hit pit road one more time. But the 28 of Derek Conley, first strategy move for the stage, 2 tire stop for him, along with pretty much everyone else as well, but he got it done very quickly, 7.5 seconds into his pit stall compared to 9 seconds for almost everyone else. The Derek Conley on and off pit road very quickly. Doug Rice in the 35 machine in second place. Logan Helton looks like he has come off of pit road in third. Fourth place going to be the 78 of Don Stewart, with Hunter Reynolds in the 26, rounding out your top 5. And so with 33 laps to go right now, make it 32 as they cross the start finish line. Drivers can get, well, 20 laps of fuel, we'll say, unless you're Hunter or Anthony English in the 40 machine and somehow make it 23 laps. But 20 laps for the most part on fuel. They will have to come down pit road one more time. John McCarrick in the 50 machine has gone behind the wall. Looks like he is going to be the first one officially out of the race. Rob Connors on pit road. He is still being serviced by his crew. So too is the 52 of Randall Cobb. And the 52 of Randall Cobb smoking. We'll see if he can get that machine rolling again, but as damaged as it was, Buck Wild Racing might be down another driver. That 52 machine has a blown motor. Going to be difficult for it to get back out there.
Yeah, it's a real shame for Cobb, who, well, let's face it, at one point we were looking at him possibly winning stage number 2. He was leading the way, just not able to finish it off, and now we're sitting on pit road with at least a half an hour's worth of repairs if it's a motor. And so far only 5 minutes and 24 seconds of that time has ticked off, so he's got a little while to go. His pit crew working hard.
I expect the lights to go out on the pace car this time by. Surprised they even came back on with it being a Ford butt stain.
Wow.
Well, I mean, good grief. I mean, it's doing its best out there. It's barely able to do 80 miles an hour.
What kind of car is leading the race?
A race car?
Nice try.
Doug Rice in the 35 machine on the outside of the 28 of Derek Conley. Conley with a very good pit stop, getting him out in front of this field. Doug Rice looking for his first win of the season. So too is Derek Conley. Conley has had a rough season, so to speak. He is out there tonight looking for his first win. Conley only having 5 starts. This is his 6th start this season. But Derek in that 28 machine, he's got all 4 tires on the ground. He's got a shot at winning this thing.
I'm telling you, KR, since practice, I've been watching this rookie, Logan Helton, and right now going to be restarting in 3rd spot. The 63 has been very racy tonight.
So Logan going to restart 2nd row inside. Don Stewart, 2nd row outside. Logan looks like he's trying to save as much fuel as possible down on that apron, keeping it short. Pace car getting ready to peel off. Derek Conley in the 28 taking over control of the field. as a green flag comes out and we are back underway, as we are going to have 30 laps to go this time around. Side by side they get rolling and they head for turn number 1 to 28 with a solid restart. Logan Helton in the 63 already on his back bumper, and Logan taking a peek to the high side, but nothing happening with that move just yet. Doug Rice in that 35 machine just did not get going. That outside lane stalled out bad. Doug Rice dropped backwards through this field. That has allowed the 51 of Travis the Trash Man Elliott and his teammate, the 84 of Aspen Belvin, to make their way all the way up to the front, and they are going to start challenging for the race lead.
That outside line definitely looking a little bit more racy as we progress into this race, working lap number 72 of 100. But Travis Elliott in the 51 is proving the point. Right now, he's got the lead by about a half a car.
At 51 machine, Vapid Yeet Racing, teammates working together on that high line. Elliott going all the way up to the wall down the backstretch. Conley in the 28 down on the yellow line. He's got the 63 pushing him. Logan Helton sitting in second place in the point standings. If he has a solid run here tonight, very capable of taking over the points lead from the 4 of Rick Sebrands. As Rick Sebrands in that 4 machine right now, he is finding himself all in the middle of the pack. We got one in the grass. That is the 0-2 of David Overstreet.
Overstreet mowing the yard out there. Obviously, grass was a little high. Daytona not keeping up with lawn maintenance, but he was taking care of business out there. Does get it back out on track somehow and keeps it going straight, which is amazing, guys. If you've never tried it before, go ahead, go 180, 85 miles an hour, get some grass and try and come back on the pavement. If you don't think it's hard, well, maybe you should be in NASCAR.
David Overstreet, though, rejoining the race. Now he's trying to get tucked in behind the 95 of Mayer. Using that draft to do that. But James Mayer in the 95 machine, trying to stay with this lead pack. We do have several packs starting to form up. While all of that was going on, the 51 of Travis Elliott dropped down to the inside. That now sees Vapid Yeet Racing running both lead cars in the inside and outside lanes.
Now, you know, if there's a way, the inside lane may slow down just a little bit. Try and get those teammates running nose to tail here. The 84 has a little bit of work to do to get there, though, as Aspen Bellin's stuck on that outside lane.
Yeah, the 84 and the 51 could use this opportunity to control the field. That third lane really has never shown its head here tonight. Not saying that it won't, just saying that so far no one has been successful running that third lane. We might see it come out here as we get closer to the end of this race. But for the moment, Travis Elliott out front. He has his teammate Aspen Belvin in the 84, our inaugural season champion. That 84 machine knows how to win a championship. He is trying to pick up his first win of the season to lock himself into post-race or post-season activity.
For the record, KR, I too know how to win a championship. I've just never been able to do it.
Yes, knowing how to do it and getting it done obviously are two different things. So the 51 with IK9 and Monster adorning that machine. Right now he is in front of the 28 of Derek Conley. Derek Conley running the R&R controls. He's trying to get a business up and running. Guys, got a moment? See if you can find that R&R controls in that little thing we call Google. You do, tell him I sent you. Say hi to Derek for me. As the field heads off into turn number 1, side by side, they still are Oh, I don't know how deep, how many cars that is. I think that is 17 cars. The 02 of David Overstreet. Last car in this group is now the 95 of James Mayer, and the 02 are side by side. Second group of cars, that is the 18 of Mark Vega. Mark Vega leading this group. The 10 of Robert Duvendak, the 04 of Mark Mann, the 24 of Will Weber, and the 44 of Rodney Cobb, the last car on the lead lap. That
It's
is
too early, KR. I'm going to cut you off for just a second. You can't count that second group out yet. Anything can happen here. We still have 23 laps to go, and that second group is formed up nicely on the inside. If something happens to this first group, it's going to change this whole race complexion around.
Yeah, very possible to see something happen from the front row and drivers really all scramble. That second lane, or that second group, going to have the opportunity to get on the brakes, get slowed down, be able to miss the carnage and mayhem that could happen. But for the moment, the 28 of Derek Conley taking over that top spot as the 51 and the 84 are working together in the high lane.
Conley, Helton, Elliott, your top three right now. Helton is just pushing for everything he is worth, and his number 63, trying to get that bottom lane moving and trying to find out a way to really get to the front, because, you know, second place is just the first place loser.
Helton in the 63, pushing the 28 of Derek Conley. Checkered Flag Motorsports driver in that 63 machine. He has FSR in front of him by Derek Conley, and then two FSR drivers behind him, as now the 51 of Travis Elliott drops down in front of Conley. But Josh Milam in that 7 machine, Hunter Reynolds in the 26, Fuel Sim Racing drivers, FSR. These three can figure out how to get hooked up. They will be a team that everyone else is going to have to deal with. But right now, the team that people are paying attention to, that is Vapid Yeet Racing, as they are once again in control of this field. They got the inside lane and the outside lane. Field making its way in and through the tri-oval. 84 and the 51 running side by side. We have one coming off of pit road. That is the 52 of Randall Cobb. He is rejoining the race, finding himself 15 laps down. He is getting back out there.
Yeah, every point counts, and you never know exactly what's going to happen. So why not get around there and get around that track? Take advantage of that pit crew, because, man, they did an engine swap, KR, in 15 minutes and 34 seconds.
Only one car out of this race officially, and that is the 50 of Sean McCarrick. He ended up upside down, damaged too much for him to continue. So an early exit for the 50 of McCarrick. But right now, the 84 of Aspen Belvin just got his nose ahead of his teammate, just enough to lead his first lap of the race. Now Aspen Belvin and Travis Elliott, flat black cars on the nose. I like those flat black cars there. That 84 and 51 looking very solid right now.
Yeah, with all the great paint jobs that are available, that flat black kind of stands out now. And speaking of standing out, we got some pit stops starting to happen.
That we do. That is Rick Seabrands in the 4 machine, the 62 of Les Levy, and the 40 of Anthony English. These drivers all on pit road, along with the 95 of James Mayer, the 10 of Robert Duvendak. Several cars on the pit lane. Green flag pit stops starting to happen as the fuel window is open to make it the scheduled distance and possibly a green-white checkered if we need it. So the 84 and the 51 now nose to tail on the inside lane. Several other drivers getting single file, and here comes a whole host of cars. One car staying out. Now two cars going to stay out with him. That is the 35 of Doug Rice. He's going to stay out and lead his first lap of the night. He is going to give up a ton of time and lose all sorts of drafting help. As we look to see who is coming off of pit road. Race off of pit road from this huge group of cars is going to be won by the 84. Let's check in on our drivers who hit pit road first. The 4 machine of Rick Seabrand not really got any help with him. The 40 of Anthony English trying to get to his bumper. Rick Seabrand's up to full speed. He's starting to pass some of these guys who have just made the pit stop.
And meanwhile, coming off from pit road, Aspen, Bevan, Travis Elliott, Logan Helton, 3, 4, and 5. Donald Stewart taking up 6th spot. Derek Conley 7th. Hunter Reynolds in 8th. Josh Milam 9th. And Rick Seabrand is in 10th spot after those pit stops. Still a couple more to go out of your race leaders, and they are on pit road right now.
Rodney Cobb, Doug Rice hitting pit road. They're now on and off pit road, down on the apron. And the 84 of Aspen Belvin going to take over the top spot with Travis Elliott right behind him. Logan Helton in the 63, sitting in 3rd place now. We have 16 laps to go. Stewart in 4th, and Derek Conley going to round out your top 5. These drivers have gotten single file here, trying to close in. Everyone trying to get this pack formed back up. Trying to close the gaps that exist, and the best way to do that is to get single file and just run your laps as fast as possible. Now the 63 of Logan Helton making a move to the outside, but no one going with him. Donald Stewart in the 78, he's decided he's going to move to the inside, and Logan Helton tucks in behind the 51. Stewart in the 78, now on the inside lane, leading Derek Conley in the 28.
Business starting to pick up here from Daytona as Aspen Blevin out front of his teammate Travis Elliott, and they're looking for a way back down to that bottom lane. Logan Helton sitting in 3rd spot. He is following Elliott and Blevin around this track, trying not to lose them. And here comes the 4 of Rick Seabrand.
Rick Seabrand's getting to the back bumper of the 63. The 84 of Belvin leading the charge in the outside lane. Stewart leading the charge on the inside. Stewart looking to pick up his first win of the season. That 78 machine has won a stage. Looking to win another one. Running a Jimmy Johnson, not a Jimmy, Junior Johnson.
There you go.
Throwback paint scheme. Too many J's. Too much excitement in this race. My brain is on fire.
And this whole field is on fire tonight. Very impressive driving going on here tonight. And throw that top group under a blanket. It's unbelievable.
They're starting to really form side-by-side, door-to-door racing. Once again, the 63 of Logan Helton moving to the high side. Nobody going with him just yet. So Logan in trouble of falling some spots here. So he's scraping that outside wall.
Well, he ends up losing 1 to the 4 of Rick Seabrand. And maybe that was by design, as it looked like he wanted to be behind the 4 car.
Josh Milam in the 7. Ooh. Hard impact with the inside wall in that 7 machine. and the caution flag gonna come out. Milam had a run up through the middle, and it just did not work through the tri-oval. Go to our turn 3 instant replay. Take another look at this. The 7 machine had an excellent run going through the middle here, tried to make it 3 wide. James Mayer, Les Levy, and contact with the 62, and Milam gonna pay the price hard for it. Heavy contact. Les Levy in the 62 able to keep going. We'll take one more look at this from the 62 machine. They worked their way off of turn number 4. And just the slightest of tap through the tri-oval is all it takes. So as we go back live, Aspen Belvin in the 84, your race leader. Don Stewart in the 78, sitting in second with the 51 of Travis the Trashman Elliott. Rounding out your top 3, Derek Conley in 4th and Rick Seabrands in 5th place. So action slowing down again here at Daytona. This is our 6th caution of the night. 4 of them have been for problems on the track. 2 of them were for our stage ends. Anthony English in the 40 machine picking up stage win number 2. Rick Seabrands in the 4 picking up stage win number 1. Might see a couple of drivers come down pit road. So far it doesn't look like we have too many takers on the pit lane. 7 of Josh Milam sitting on pit road along with the 52 of Randall Cobb. Few drivers now on the pit road that were in the back of the pack, one of those being the 62 of Les Levy. So Les gonna try and work on that machine. He made contact with the 7. It looks like the 62, fast repair used, and away he goes.
That could be very big, having a fresh car. And we've talked about that already tonight, but man, Les is going to be feeling like Superman out there.
With the 7 of Josh Milam on pit road, Rodney Cobb in the 44 machine has gone behind the wall. Sean McCarrick is already out of the race. Randall Cobb in the 52 been sitting on pit road for a while now, so we could be looking at 4 cars out of this race after we started at 25 cars. And for as rough as a race, as many cautions as we have had, that just goes to show you that these drivers really are out here each and every lap trying to get as many points as possible. And man, it's good to see each and every one of these drivers really doesn't ever want to give up.
Oh, it's all about consistency, KR. The more consistent you are, the better you're going to end up in the points run, and tenacity has a little bit to do with that too. Right now, the guy showing all the tenacity is the 84 Aspen Belvin, as he is just taking off with this one. He is leading the race right now ahead of Donald Stewart, the 78.
Stewart in the 78 machine, tucked in behind the 84 of Aspen Belvin, but he is trapped between the Vapid Yeet Racing teammates. Travis the Trashman Elliott going to have the opportunity to restart behind his teammate, and that is going to be a huge advantage for both of them.
Some of these cars starting to show the wear of Daytona 07 here tonight. But all in all, it's been a very, very good race. Very entertaining to watch. KR, thanks for inviting me out here tonight. It's been a lot of fun.
Well, Chris, I've enjoyed having you in the booth. Dave Worrell, who is my usual partner in crime, had to have the night off. Had prior activities he had to deal with. But Chris stepped up, and it has been a pleasure getting to call a race with you. We only got 8 laps left in our scheduled distance. Now keep in mind, we do have 2 attempts at a green-white checkered if we need them. As the lights get ready to go out on the Ford Mustang, field's gonna form up. And we're gonna fire them off again, and this time green flag gonna fly with 7 laps to go in the race.
I just want to point out, KR, how responsive those lights were on that Mustang. Boy, they shut right off.
Almost like it blew a fuse.
Wow. Fuse number 10 under the hood. Replace that. Should be good to go for the next one.
Just a 20 amp fuse. They come in like a dime a dozen.
Ah, yeah. 5 per box.
As the field works its way down the backstretch, that Ford Mustang does have the lights out on it. We're getting ready to fire them off. All right. So Chris, we've got to watch these guys for 92 laps, give or take. Which one do you have your eye on to be able to pull off this race win?
Let's see. I am gonna go with somebody out of row 3. I haven't decided yet which one, but I've got my eye on both Logan Helton, because I have throughout this entire time, even practice, and Rick Seabrands, because man, when he was up front, he was very dominant. Still the only guy to lead over, well, he's led 33 laps here tonight, by far the most out of any other driver here tonight.
Pace car down and away. Green flag is out, and the 84 and the 78 get on the throttle as we go back racing with 7 laps to go here in our scheduled distance. Derek Conley getting to the back bumper of Aspen Belvin, the 51 to Travis Elliott, pushing the 78 to Don Stewart, and everyone staying tightly packed on this restart. Nobody jumping out just yet.
This is the point of the race where, yes, you have teammates, but you are thinking mostly about yourself. How am I going to win this race? What am I going to do on this next corner? What am I going to do on this next front stretch or back stretch? These are the things that are going through these drivers' minds as they go speeding through the corner, getting ready to go through the tri-oval.
Drivers have been storing information all race long. Moves have been tried time and time again. Some of them worked, and that the drivers that had those moves worked, be looking for them to try and make that same move again. But in order to do that, you've got to have some room, and right now that outside lane has locked down the inside lane. Nobody able to move anywhere just yet.
It could come down to who's my favorite dance partner here as the laps are winding down. No movement out of the first 3 rows. They are locked side by side. Ooh, just like that. We had one get a little bit loose. That was Derek Conley in the 28. That allows the outside lane to start making some moves, and we are forming 3 lines.
Derek Conley to the high side, all the way up along the wall. Heavy contact.
There it is. That's the big one.
We got cars spinning. The 63 of Logan Helton involved in it. The 10 of Robert Duvendak getting a piece of it. David Booth in the 77. Heavy damage on that one. Let's go to our turn 3 instant replay and watch this one as Derek Conley made a move to the high side. The 26, 3 wide through the middle. 78 of Don Stewart getting into the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. and several torn up race cars coming to the end of this race. Take one more look at it here. They were trying to go 3 wide, and they all just kind of ran out of room. Les Levy involved in that 62 machine. And so, with the caution flag flying, I believe we will count this as our first green-white checkered attempt.
It's gonna be close because it matters where the pace car picks up the field. Boy, wouldn't it be something if we had a 1-lap shootout? I think you're right though, KR. This is probably going to be attempt number 1 as the caution is out right now with 4 laps to go. Pace car doing its job as it has all night long, leading these guys at a very slow pace for what they've been used to here throughout this race.
Several drivers going to make their way onto pit road as they are all sorts of torn up. The 40 of Anthony English into his pit stall. Fast repair used by the 40 machine. The 63 of Logan Helton into his pit stall. 77 of David Booth. Used a fast repair to get rolling. Logan Helton in the 63 looks like he has got his car rolling. So a lot of these cars who had fast repairs in the bank, able to hold on to them throughout this race. Good news for them, they can get out there in a fresh car. That is going to make a world of difference. 63 of Logan Helton, heavily torn up, was able to use that fast repair, but he is going to have his work cut out for him deep in this field. So while we take a moment to reset everything, guys, we're going to step away, catch our breath. No one go anywhere, and we'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as the lights have gone out on the pace car, and we are in our first of 2 green-white checkered attempts. Aspen Belvin in the 84 on the inside lane. He's going to have his teammate Travis Elliott in the 51 on his back bumper. Derek Conley on the outside of row number 1. He is going to have the 4 of Rick Seabrands to help him try and win this race. But all bets are off. Any one of these drivers on the lead lap gonna have a shot at winning this thing. And Chris, this race isn't over yet. Anyone can win this thing. And we are going to see probably some more fireworks, some more outstanding racing as these drivers lay it all on the line.
Oh, absolutely. We are the first of 2 possible overtimes, but that is exactly what we are in right now. Overtime here on a Monday night, courtesy of OP Racing, right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. I want to thank everybody for tuning in for these last couple of hours. The price of admission can't be beat. They are.
Pace car down and away. Green flag is out, and Aspen Belvin surging to the lead. The 51 of Travis Elliott on his back bumper. We already got one down below the yellow line trying to stay out of the way. Not sure what happened to that driver, just not able to get going. But Aspen Belvin in the 84, he just wants to make it to the white flag. That will seal the deal for any other green-white checkered attempts. The 84 of Aspen Belvin, bold move up to the high side to try and block the run that the 28 of Derek Conley had. James Mayer in the 95 down to the inside. Here comes the 4 Rick Seabrands. They work their way off of turn number 4 and onto the front stretch. Flagman has the white flag in the air.
Through the tri-oval, Aspen Belvin looking good to try and win this one, but no holds barred here on the last lap at Daytona.
White flag lap brought to you by Vapid Yeet Racing as they are sitting on front of this field. They have the inside lane and the outside lane down the backstretch for the final time. Alex Green in the 15 making a move to the outside. 3 wide. We're going to try it with the 8 of Cody over to help him out. Teammates working together. James Mayer in the 95. He's pushing the 51 of Travis Elliott. Elliott off of turn number 4.
They're wrecking behind.
And here comes the 51 of Travis Elliott. Elliott gonna pick up the first win of the season for him, and now they continue to crash after they cross the start-finish line. But Travis Elliott gonna come away with the race win. James Mayer in second, and Aspen Belvin gonna finish in 3rd place. What a wild finish that was to an outstanding race by OP Racing Super Speedway Series.
Yeah, a wild finish to what was a wild race right from the get-go tonight, KR.
As the field works its way onto the front stretch, Logan Helton in the 63. Outstanding pit entry. 10-10 would do it again. But the 51 gonna light it up and celebrate his race win. The trash man picking up his first win of the season. Travis Elliott.
What a great win for him in the 51 team.
All right, guys, we're going to step away from the mics. We're going to set up our post-race show. No one go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we have caught up with our race winner. That is the 51 machine, Travis the Trash Man Elliott. And Travis, you submitted your picture of a trash can and said you did not deserve a better picture until you won a race. Well, here you are, man. You have won the race. Tell us a little bit about tonight's events.
By the way, thank you for reminding me about that. I completely forgot that.
Well, you're welcome, but yeah, now you can submit an actual picture because you won the race.
You know, tonight's race was hectic. You know, we had that mishap at the beginning before the flag fell, and we just seemed to be getting caught up in other people's stuff. And you know, we were lapped down there. Me and Aspen were, and you know, we just fought hard and got to put ourselves in a position to where coming to the line it was going to be either me or him, and you know, that's what we wanted at the end of this race. And couldn't be more happy with our team right now. You know, Vapid Eat Racing, big shout out to 84 man and the 95 because he pushed the daylights out of me.
Well, you pick up the first win of the season, and now it's time to ask about the playoffs. As you have that win, are you going to be able to meet the minimum requirements and make it into the playoffs here now?
I plan on it. Now that I'm in, I'm just worried about getting this guy to my left on the track, or right, if depending on how you're looking at me. It's just trying to get him into the chase now, and that's all the plan is for the rest of the season.
All right, man. Well, congratulations on the race win out there. Any special shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
Yeah, shout outs to OP. You know, we've been doing this for 4 seasons. I don't even know how many seasons now. It's just all blends together. And, you know, I couldn't ask for a better team. We got Aspen, you know, pushing me, working together. You know, Chase Berry, who's not here right now, but he's not forgotten. And you guys in the booth, you know, for giving great color commentary on the race and calling the action, man.
All right. Well, Travis, congratulations on your race win, man. I'll be expecting your beautiful mug in my inbox here very soon.
Oh, 10-4 about that.
That is Travis Elliott, your race winner here tonight at Daytona 07. Once again, congratulations, Travis.
Thanks, guys.
Now it's time to move on to our second place finisher, and that is James Mayer in the 95. And Chris, I think that one is all you, bud.
Well, James, you did a pretty good job here tonight, coming in second spot in that 95 machine. And at the end, man, you were a pushing machine. Did you have any chance at this one?
Well, it was a wild night, so I stole Rick's lucky horseshoe again. You know, so we made it through some of the madness at the beginning and you know, all throughout the race. You know, pushing's easy when you got a guy that's running a good line in front of you. You know, would have liked to got him clear and had enough room to make a move, but you know, I've always worked good with Travis and those guys, and week in and week out, you can never count those guys out. So, I look forward to going to the playoffs and battling them some more.
It was a fun race to watch, man. And, you know, as somebody who doesn't watch you guys week in and week out, let alone able to commentate for you, it was a lot of fun to watch. I definitely wouldn't mind doing this one again. That 95 team looking strong, finishing second spot. Anybody there you need to thank?
Well, of course, all the guys at Alliance Motorsports. You know, we got 4 of us locked in. Trying to maximize points for Anthony and you know, hopefully get him a win here, him locked in. Yeah, it's we got a good team, and we come out and we're always contenders. So for the next week.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, man. Thank you so much. That's James Mayer, driver of the number for 95, bringing home in second spot, KR.
Now it's time to move on to our third place finisher, and that is the 84 machine of Aspen Belvin. And Aspen, green and white checkered attempt. You are in control of this field. You know you got just a handful of laps left to get it done. You bring it home in third. Tell us a little bit about that final restart.
Oh man, it was kind of hectic. Me and Travis were originally going to plan to go to the outside, and then the 78 got disqualified, and that kind of changed up our plan. The bottom's kind of crappy here. Really hate it. Really no traction. The car just bounces all over the splitter and everything. And it's where the middle line just you get such a good run coming off the corner, but it's really just dependent on who you got behind you and if they're gonna work with you or not. But yeah, we got mixed up there. I decided to take the high side anyways, going into two, and it was pretty much just a fight there. And I mean, we made it to the white flag, and then all bets were off pretty much. But it was fun battling our teammate. I mean, we worked together real well all night tonight.
Well, that 84 machine brings it home in third place. Another top 5 finish for you here in OP Racing Super Speedway Series. How much longer until you pick up that race win?
Hopefully not long, man. I mean, as long as we keep these cars clean like we've been doing. I mean, the start of the race wasn't the greatest, but near the end we kept the car clean and we were there at the end, and that's all that matters. So we got Talladega coming up. We do really good there, and we're able to run 3 wide, make some moves, so hopefully we can get something done there.
All right, man. Well, again, congratulations on third place. Any shout outs or thank yous?
Oh yeah, shout out to all my guys at Vapid Yeet Racing. Obviously Travis, Chase that couldn't be here tonight, all my people watching and everything. Also shout out to Alex, all you guys that put this on every Monday, you guys up in the booth. I mean, again, we just have a ball every time we come out here on Monday.
All right, man. Again, congratulations on third place. Nice job out there.
Thank you, guys. Y'all have a good one.
That was Aspen Belvin from Vapid Yeet Racing getting it done, earning his third place finish. And Chris, man, stepping in at the last minute for me. Thank you so much for joining me. What are your thoughts on tonight's race?
Oh, first of all, absolute pleasure to join you up in the booth, KR. We don't get to do it enough. Would love to do it some more here and there. As far as tonight's race, well, listen, it started off rough, and there were a couple of moments in there that really got your heart beating fast. But the end, in that overtime run, watching between Travis Elliott, James Mayer, and Aspen Belvin, what a finish for those 3 drivers.
That was, and they managed to survive a green-white checkered attempt to do it, despite all the calamity. So, guys, nothing left but to go through our race results here. Your race winner, Travis Elliott, picking up his first win of the season. James Mayer in the 95, bringing it home in second. Third place going to be the 84 of Aspen Belvin. Rick Sebrands ending up in fourth, and rounding out your top 5 is the 28 of Derek Conley.
Yeah, Cody Ober takes over 6th spot. Doug Rice in 7th. Logan Helton ends up in 8th spot after that late crash. Anthony English in 9th position. Robert Duvendak in 10th.
11th place will be the 04 of Mark Mann. David Booth in the 77 machine gonna finish 12th. 13th will be Les Levy. 14th, Will Weber. And 15th place going to Hunter Reynolds.
And then we've got 16th place finisher Mark Vega, with Robert Payne finishing in 17th. Alex Green, 18th position tonight. David Overstreet bringing it home in 19th, and Rob Connors in 20th.
21st will be the 78 of Don Stewart. Josh Milam finishing 22nd. 23rd, Rodney Cobb. And Randall Cobb going to finish 24th, with Sean McCarrick bringing up 25th spot with his early exit. And as always, a special thank you to Cody Eldred, who was our race control here tonight. And also, he is the man that supplies me all sorts of information to the stuff I should know, but just can't be bothered to learn. So guys, that is going to wrap it up for us here at OP. Chris, again, thank you so much for joining me, man. And I'm going to let you tell your fans good night.
Yeah, good night, everybody.
Short and sweet.
Yes, sir. Right. That's how we do it.
Guys, as always, we're going to leave you with a video put together by Derek Conley. Y'all have a good night, and we will see you next Monday night, March 9th at Talladega.
Warning, the following stunts are performed by idiots or under the supervision of stupider idiots. If you attempt to reenact any of these idiotic stunts you will see, you will be left with idiotic scars. Enjoy.
Hi, I'm Alex Green. Welcome to OP Racing.